Have you ever felt like the world is moving too fast and you're missing the quiet magic hidden in its corners? While everyone rushes to the same tourist-packed cities, there's an entire side of Asia that most travelers never even imagine. If you skip this, you'll miss the chance to see places where time slows down, where the wind speaks louder than Wi-Fi and the silence holds stories older than empires. Tucked between rice fields, rivers, and emerald peaks, there are hidden travel destinations that defy modern noise. These are not postcard towns built for tourists. They're living, breathing sanctuaries. In these Southeast Asia villages, people still greet the sun with offerings, cook over open flames, and let nature lead the way. If you've ever dreamed of stepping into a different rhythm of life, this is it. In this journey, you'll explore floating homes that drift with the seasons, mountains that rise like ancient gods, and paths carved by generations living in tune with untouched nature. But be warned, once you see this side of the world, you may never want to go back to the usual kind of travel again. Banawe Rice Terraces, Philippines. Tucked into the rugged highlands of the Philippines, the Banawe Rice Terraces look like they were carved by the hands of giants. But they weren't. Over 2,000 years ago, Ifugao ancestors shaped the mountains with nothing but grit, wood, and a deep respect for nature. Today, these cascading steps stand as a breathtaking reminder that humans and Earth can indeed coexist beautifully. But this harmony is delicate. As younger generations migrate to cities, these terraces, once lush and alive, risk being swallowed by time. Yet, there's still hope. Some communities are now embracing ecotourism experiences, inviting travelers to stay in traditional homes, help plant rice, and taste hand-harvested meals. It's not just a visit, it's an immersion in ancestral rhythm. Imagine waking up to mist dancing on emerald hills, your breakfast made from rice you helped pick the day before. That's what happens when travel stops being consumption and becomes connection. And just when you think you've seen the peak of natural beauty, Hoi An Ancient Town, Vietnam. Along the Thu Bon River, Hoi An Ancient Town feels like a dream stitched together with silk lanterns and centuries-old stories. Once a vital trading port, this cultural heritage site remains suspended in time, with yellow-washed walls, wooden bridges, and boats that glide like ghosts across still water. Every step here whispers the past, but Hoi An isn't just for gazing, it's for feeling. Time your visit during a full moon and witness the Lantern Festival, when electricity gives way to candlelight and the river glows like melted gold. Locals release prayers in paper boats, and you can join them, writing your hopes, your regrets, and letting the current carry them forward. And while your hands still smell of incense and your soul still hums with quiet peace, don't rush off. Because not far from Hoi An lies a reserve so green, so alive, it might just breathe new energy into you. Phu Luong Nature Reserve, Vietnam. If Vietnam had a heartbeat, you'd feel it in Phu Luong Nature Reserve. Tucked between limestone mountains and ancient forests, this untouched sanctuary is home to rice terraces that ripple like golden silk under the sun. But it's not just the scenery that stuns. It's the silence, the clarity, the sense that nature still rules here. This place thrives on the harmony of nature and human simplicity. Ethnic minority traditions flourish through hand-woven textiles, bamboo houses, and festivals where drums echo through the valleys. Wildlife like gibbons swing overhead, while leopards prowl in shadows, unseen but undeniably present. It's wild beauty, respectfully undisturbed. Guests can hike narrow trails, bathe in hidden waterfalls, or join villagers for sticky rice wrapped in banana leaves. No crowds, no noise, just real life humming quietly. And if you think that's as raw and pure as it gets, wait until you face the highest peak in all of Southeast Asia. Mount Kinabalu, Malaysia. Rising above the clouds like a guardian of Borneo, Mount Kinabalu isn't just a mountain, it's a sacred realm. As Southeast Asia's tallest peak, it attracts climbers chasing the sunrise and scientists chasing discoveries. More than 5,000 plant species cling to its slopes, including orchids so rare they don't exist anywhere else on Earth. But beyond its height, Kinabalu carries spiritual weight. Local Dusun people believe spirits dwell at the summit, and every climb begins with a traditional blessing. Whether you're a botanist, a hiker, or a soul searcher, the mountain speaks. You just have to listen. And in that thin air, even whispers feel profound. When you descend, knees shaking and heart full, a different kind of marvel awaits. Not carved from stone, but floating gently on water like a memory refusing to fade. Kampong Ayer, floating village, Brunei. Welcome to Kampong Ayer, a village on stilts that dances with the river tides. Known as the Venice of the East, it houses thousands of residents in wooden homes above the water, all connected by boardwalks and boats. But don't be fooled, this isn't just a tourist gimmick. It's a living, breathing community rich in cultural heritage. People here grow up learning how to row before they walk straight. Markets float, schools hover, and laughter carries across the river like wind. And while many cities drown in concrete, Kampong Ayer proves you can live in harmony with water, adapting instead of resisting. It's ecotourism with heart, not just hashtags. And as you leave this water world behind, don't dry off completely. Because soon you'll step into a province where waterfalls roar like ancient drums and limestone cliffs tell stories older than time itself. Cao Bang Province, Vietnam. Cao Bang is a place that doesn't scream for attention. It whispers, and those who listen are rewarded. Home to Southeast Asia's largest waterfall, Ban Giok, the province pulses with raw energy. Mist rises like spirits from the falls, and the surrounding limestone towers slice through the fog like guardians of legend. But there's more than scenery here. Ethnic traditions run deep, with villages preserving ancient weaving, singing, and herbal healing practices. History hides in caves and wartime trails, reminders that beauty and resilience often walk hand in hand. It's not a postcard, it's a storybook that unfolds with each step. And just when your heart starts settling into this rhythm, the call of temple bells and floating lanterns begins to pull you farther north, where mountains meet mindfulness. Chiang Mai, Thailand. Nestled among northern Thailand's rolling hills, Chiang Mai blends sacred stillness with vibrant color. It's a place where golden Buddhist temples rise like prayers into the sky, and orange-robed monks stroll past coffee shops and night bazaars. Ancient walls still frame this city, but the spirit inside dances freely. Each year, the Yipang and Loy Krathong festivals light up the sky and water, lanterns rising like stars, wishes floating downstream. It's not just beautiful, it's transformative. Locals believe the act releases pain and invites good fortune, and honestly, even the skeptics find themselves whispering a wish. But before you get too comfortable in this spiritual haven, remember, the true essence of adaptability lies just beyond the borders, on a lake that breathes, expands, and contracts with the rhythm of life itself. Tonle Sap Floating Village, Cambodia. At first glance, Tonle Sap Lake may seem like any other body of water, but spend a day on it, and you'll realize it's a living, shifting world. This vast lake expands 5 times during the rainy season, carrying entire floating villages with it. Houses, schools, and even hospitals drift as water levels rise and fall. The people here are fishermen, teachers, midwives, all adapting to a rhythm most can't imagine. Their lives don't fight nature, they ride with it. Kids paddle to school, markets drift past your window, and every day begins with the sound of oars and roosters echoing across the waves. And just when you think life on water couldn't be any more poetic, you arrive at a lake where gardens float, fishermen row with their feet, and time feels like it's standing still. Inle Lake, Myanmar. Inle Lake is a masterpiece painted in motion. Here farmers grow vegetables on floating gardens made of water hyacinths and mud, while fishermen perform a dance of balance, standing on one leg, paddling with the other. It's as if nature and human spirit choreographed a quiet ballet only found in these remote travel locations. The lake changes with the seasons, revealing new colors, currents, and communities. Stilt houses rise above the water, framed by misty mountains and slow-burning sunrises. Everything here flows: food, faith, laughter, without ever losing root in tradition. It's the definition of peaceful travel spots. By the time you leave, you won't just have photos. You'll carry a deeper sense of stillness. And maybe, just maybe, you'll realize that the most unforgettable journeys don't always lead you farther. Sometimes they bring you closer to something you'd forgotten you were missing. So now that you've seen it, tell me, what kind of journey are you really craving? One filled with crowded lines, plastic souvenirs, and rushing from place to place, or one that lets you breathe, slow down, and actually feel something? Because deep down, you know the difference. And these hidden travel destinations in Southeast Asia villages, they don't just show you a new world, they show you a new you. Maybe it's time to stop dreaming about escaping the noise and start planning it. Which of these places called out to you the most? Would you sleep in a stilt house, try rice farming, float with the seasons? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And hey, if you've ever felt like the world is spinning too fast, this video might be the sign you were waiting for. Before you go searching for flight deals or digging out your backpack from the closet, do me one tiny favor. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and share this video with someone who needs to see this side of the world. Trust me, if they love real travel, they'll thank you later. And if not, well, so maybe it's time for new travel buddies.